Thank you. I first want to thank Senator Kerry, Congresswoman, of course, Nikki Tsongas, and Senate President Murray for their great comments and for helping us celebrate tonight. It's my pleasure to be here with them tonight. I want to tell you a little story. Last Thursday, on our 12:08 countdown to tonight, I went to South Hadley, Massachusetts. Is there anybody here from South Hadley? We were in a rally with over 100 college students, and there was a young man in a wheelchair. And he asked me why Massachusetts buildings didn't provide access for those with disabilities. And I answered, you know, we haven't done as well here in Massachusetts as we should. I told him it was just one of the reasons that I so admired Senator Ted Kennedy and his push to make life as fair as possible for everyone. You know, he gave me that day, he gave me a present, and I didn't open it until Sunday morning. When I did, I found it was a mug, and on that mug was the text from Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass, and it went like this. "There's no use in trying," said Alice. "One can't believe impossible things." "I dare say you haven't had much practice," said the Queen. "When I was your age, I always did it for half an hour a day. Why, sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast." Well, all I have to say is, although we had to wait until after dinner tonight, we did what might have seemed impossible with your help, so thank you. I want to thank everybody who's here tonight and the thousands of you across the Commonwealth, from the Berkshires to Boston, from Peabody to Provincetown, who've worked so hard to help me be here tonight. And I am so grateful for the help and inspiration that I've received from my campaign chairs, Barbara Lee and Ralph Martin, and my finance chairs, Beth Bolin and Catherine Clark, who helped us get here. Thank you. We had the best staff, we had the best volunteers, and I have to give a personal thanks and a big thanks to my friends in labor, in public safety, in healthcare, all of our elected officials who helped, and of course, Emily's list. All of whom every day made this victory tonight possible, and, well, quite possible. We all know there were plenty of skeptics out there, and there were those who said, "How could an attorney general win?" We believed it was quite possible. And then they said, "Well, how can she raise the money?" But we believed it was quite possible, and of course, so did Emily's list. They said that women don't have much luck in Massachusetts politics. And we believed that it was quite possible that that luck was about to change, and change it did tonight. Thank you. Thanks. You know, we had focus, we had grit, we had hard work, optimism, enthusiasm, commitment, and yes, a sense of humor, believe it or not. And you all made this possible tonight. You helped me to convince the voters to send a different kind of leader to Washington. One who can see all of the possibilities and who will get to work on those problems that have seemed impossible to change. And so it is with great honor and humility that I accept tonight the nomination of the Massachusetts Democratic Party for the United States Senate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have to give great thanks, of course, to my family and especially my husband, Tom, for their incredible love, and support and understanding, of course, not just during this campaign, but through my entire public career. And I am honored and humbled to have the opportunity to follow Senator Ted Kennedy, he who did dream the impossible dream. You know, I have to tell you, the very first phone call I got when I was elected several years ago, or when I won the Democratic primary for the Middlesex DA's office, was from Ted Kennedy. And the very first phone call I got this morning after I voted was Vicki Kennedy, who called me to wish me well today with her trademark grace and warmth. To Vicki and to the Kennedy family, and I had another chance to talk with Vicki tonight, and I told her that I was going to mention that I and every Democrat in Massachusetts was thinking of her and family tonight, and how they helped to change the face of politics and government in Massachusetts and in the entire country. You know, they showed us possibilities and then the realities that we never thought we could achieve, and for that we are grateful. And now I want you to join me in honoring our beloved Senator Ted Kennedy, not in a moment of silence, as we've heard around the state in the last several months, but in a huge round of applause that Ted is appreciating tonight and that fills this room. I also want to thank tonight each of my fellow candidates, Congressman Mike Capuano, Steve Pagliuca, and Alan Casey, for running very energetic and positive campaigns. They really did. Now, I've spoken with each of them tonight also, and I thank them for their unique and significant contributions to this race, for helping to shape important issues for the new junior senator from Massachusetts. I know many of you followed the campaign, and you know that Alan brought a great depth of knowledge and community-based approach. Steve brought economic experience and good ideas about how to get ourselves out of this economic mess. And Mike brought his terrific career as a public servant and a passion for fighting for the people who need it most. And each has offered to me his support tonight through January 19th and beyond. And you know, we've agreed to have beers together, and Steve is gonna buy. I will work with them and work with you towards a victory on January 19th. And after that, we will work together to show this Commonwealth that the solutions that we seek are quite possible. I've had a little bit of experience and a little bit of practice with tackling tough problems and getting results right here in Massachusetts. As your Middlesex District Attorney and as your Attorney General, I've had the privilege of working for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as well as the people of Massachusetts. In cases large and small, I took on Wall Street and the big banks for their role in this economic mess. I took on drug companies and health insurers, rooting out fraud and the abuse that drives up costs for our seniors and families. I stood up to utility companies to keep our energy costs low and fought global warming by challenging the Bush administration. I worked to keep our kids and our seniors safe from scams and abuse. And I protected and defended our civil rights, including challenging the Defense of Marriage Act. I entered this race because I believe that Massachusetts needs a senator who, with Senator Kerry, will work with you to restore a healthy economy by bringing opportunity and jobs back to Massachusetts. We'll work with you to reform our complicated and expensive healthcare system by passing real healthcare reform. We will work with you to protect our environment and reduce energy costs for all Americans. We will work with you to make our communities and our nation safer. And we will work with you to protect and defend our civil rights by fighting discrimination and inequalities. All of these are quite simply very possible. And in the coming weeks, we will energetically engage any of those out there who say they are not. Now more than ever, we need strong, effective leadership in Washington because it's about our shared vision of the American dream and reclaiming that vision for all of us. For so many folks I met along the way, for so many folks I met in this campaign, and those of you I have yet to meet, I'm ready to go to Washington to fight for solutions to the challenges that face our Commonwealth and our nation, and to get real results, good jobs, quality health care, and excellent education.